through all of this media.
Yeah.
And also, imagine how much you would fucking hate your job if you were like, I have to review One Piece.
And that's why I stopped reviewing anime.
I think with One Piece, you're not gonna. No one is gonna be like, I'm gonna review all of it as a whole. Usually if you're reviewing One Piece, you're going like episode by episode, or at least arc by arc.
Yeah, because like I feel like you need to watch enough of something to at least get a taste or a feeling about what this show is about and what it can achieve. Because like to me, if I hear someone like judge One Piece, I ask, okay, how far have you gotten, right? Like if someone drops it in like the first few arcs, I'm just like, well, you didn't even scratch the surface into what One Piece can do. If they watch until Alabasta, they still don't like it, I'm like, okay, I understand. Maybe One Piece just isn't for you at that point.
I think it's all about like what percentage of the overall show you actually consume, right? Because it's like, you know, if you, as you said with the One Piece thing, if you only watched like up until the Alabasta arc, you know, in retrospect, that's a very small percentage of the show. That's only a bite size.
Still fucking massive.
We still have to be specific though on reviewing capacity.
Yeah.
And just casual viewing. Of course, no one has to watch all of One Piece to be like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like if you're just watching, you're like, I'm not really into it. Like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I often tell people, I say, kind of like what you said, if you watch Arlong Park and after that still don't give a shit, then I don't think it's gonna work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's like, okay, let's say, like you said, as a casual viewer, it doesn't matter if you drop it, right?
Yeah.
But for me as well, it's like if the reviewer also feels the same way where he's like, I'm cutting out here. I'm like, okay, that's something I can kind of relate to. Because I wouldn't sit through it and just dredge through it just because I feel like I have to finish it.
It's going to depend on the context of what the reviewer is doing, right? If the reviewer is like, if it's someone just asking it, what do you think about One Piece? It's like, oh, I watched up to this point, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if you're putting out like a video like, is One Piece good or bad or whatever, like...
That's such a loaded question as well.
and also, you know, bringing in like a long show like One Piece, then you're going to have some exceptions. Because that would be something you would expect to be reviewed in chunks.
Yeah.
Right?
But if it's a 12-episode show, then I think...
It's like, or even like a 2-core, like watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And a movie in particular, it's like... Yeah,
I do agree. Like with a movie, you should finish it before you review it. I mean, you can stop, you know, as a viewer, but if you're reviewing it, if it's a movie, I do think you should.
I don't know, man. I can only imagine the life of a movie reviewer as hell, because you have to watch. Most films are mediocre, like that come out, right?
Yeah.
Like think about all the movies that came out last year, and how many of them.
Well, that's true with like every piece of media, right?
That's
like,
truth. Yeah.
Was it like Sturgeon's Law or something?
I would not expect any sane human to sit through all of these movies and then be like, yeah, this was really, really bad, but I just finished it. Because to me, it's like if the first half was super shit, but it got amazing in the second half, it would still lose marks or points in your head for having the really shit first half.
Yeah.
Like I dropped 86. Everyone got really annoyed that I didn't have 86. I just thought it was so boring, and I watched 9 episodes. 9 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
That is so much time.
But you're not reviewing it. You're just viewing it.
No, I know, yeah, but I mean, I guess I have my.
But he gave his opinion on Trash Taste, therefore he's a reviewer.
So I said it was just boring, and I didn't enjoy it, and I was 9 episodes.
I mean, listen, I watched 1 episode of No Game No Life, thought it was dog shit, and stopped watching. So you know, I'm with you. Like, I do intend to sit down and watch it at some point and actually watch it, but as a casual viewer, I was like, I don't like this at all. But like, I think
it's a good show.
Yeah. Even with them,
like
the movie was fucking boring, but the TV series was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think also some shows are just not for me. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with the movie, I mean, I don't know. I do board game reviews, right?
Yeah.
I played a lot of shit games.
And
those take even longer than movies. Some games take like 6 hours to play, and you're done. You're like, that was throughout horrible. I guess for me, if I'm gonna review something, I have to be like, because you know there can be aspects near the end. Sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, the last 30 minutes, it got really interesting. And
And vice versa.
I guess that's why you with reviewers, it's kind of like, you know, you got to find the reviewer that you kind of have the similar outlook on movies or media. And for me, I'm like, I like it when my reviewer is like, this movie was so shit, I had to drop it 15 minutes in. Even though it's my job to finish this, it's that bad that I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when it's that bad, but like I think there's a lot of like anime, especially where it's like, yeah, the first half or you know the first couple of episodes is like really fucking a weak start, right? But you know it could have an ending that's like surprisingly good. And I feel with anime, there's a lot more where it's vice versa, where the start is really strong,
and they drop the
and
ball.
then the
Yeah.
ending is just dog shit. Like Dead Man Wonderland's like a great example, where it's like first couple of episodes were fucking like, oh my god, this is insane, and then it was just dog shit near the end, right? But like you wouldn't have known that, yeah, in the manga as well, right? But like you wouldn't have known that if you didn't stick through it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's like most seasonal anime nowadays. Where you watch the first 3 episodes and you're like, damn, this fucking slaps.
Like they put all the effort into the first 3.
yeah, exactly, right?
It's just because of the way that they make manga, right? Like you have to have the good initial sales.
They got to hook you in.
Yeah.
The first few chapters, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't plan this far ahead."
Yeah.
It falls off. But like Clanad, right? I would never judge someone and be like, "That's fucked up." They were like, "Clanad was so boring, I couldn't make it to after story." I'm
No,
like,
I totally.
I think that is
am okay
very
with that.
fair. It's
Yeah.
unreasonable to be like, you have to watch 25 episodes before it gets good.
Well, same with Steins
That's
Gate as
fucking
well, right?
stupid.
Like
Isn't it
Steins
weird?
Gate is like, you know, it's like, oh, the first 11 episodes are boring as shit, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But like, you know, the second half is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I think bottom line, it's like, it just really depends on, you know, for casual viewers, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For reviewers, it's your mileage is gonna vary.
I think so.
Isn't it weird now that saying like you have to just like suffer through 25 episodes and that just feels so long? But like back in the day, I remember I would gladly watch like 2 seasons of a show, like in order before it gets good. You know, that was just like okay, easy.
Yeah.
50 episodes of One Piece until Arlong Park. That's
Yeah,
I can get through
easy.
that in a fucking day.
50
You know?
episodes until Arlong Pop.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
The anime
is very dragged
The anime
out.
pacing of One Piece is awful, which
God.
is why if you
Well, same with
gonna get-
DBZ, right? And like all those shows back then.
Yeah. Well,
Going back to a topic we kind of touched on, let's talk about obscure anime.
sure. Great. What do you want to
Like,
talk
what
about?
are some obscure anime titles that you really like?
How obscure?
I know
are we
Joey's
going?
gonna
See,
say-
that's the thing. It's time to fight now, right?
I know Joey's going to say Mononoke, right?
Mononoke.
I'm on
I think
an
is,
okay. I need to see that.
I think
Yeah.
that's one of the best. Yeah.
I would say it's really obscure. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mononoke is, I think, one of the best horror anime to be ever made.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like it's like genuinely the only show that actually creeped me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's very difficult to do because there's a lot of really fucking mediocre horror anime out there.
Sure.
You know.
I mean, would you say like Legends of the Galactic Heroes is obscure? Because I don't
I
know
think
if
nowadays it would be.
because I've know like a lot of
I
people.
think prior to the reboot, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who've heard of Legends of
Yeah.
the Galactic Heroes, but I hardly know anyone who's actually watched it. You know,
Right.
'Cause it's one of those shows where people put it on like their to watch list of like one of these shows they have to watch, and then no one ever watches it.
Yeah, like a Brotherhood or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on the same level. It's about as obscure. That's a pretty obscure show, right?
Here's one that for me. Have you any of you seen Garakuta, Mr. Stain and Junk Alley?
Could you say that
When
again?
did that come out?
Garakuta, Mr. Stain and Junk Alley. I think like 2005 or something.
Very normally, sometimes it's the jump.
Yeah. Whatever the
It
genre.
might be just Garakuta. Google it.
I'm trying to figure out what your baseline for. Did you say Bokurano is obscure?
I haven't seen it yet. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's good. One of my favorite shows.
Is that the one we were talking about with the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
I would say that because did you Google it? It looks bizarre. It's like a CG series of shorts.
Is this it?
Got off to Mr. Dan and Junk Alley. Does it
never
look like
seen that.
Mr. Stain on Junk Alley?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
What is this?
Check it out sometime. It's hilarious.
This looks like a video game.
It. You gotta show this. Yeah.
It looks like a PC game from like the 90s.
Oh, I see like the OG Funimation logo on this.
Yeah. No. Funimation put it out. They didn't dub it, but yeah. It is.
How did you find this anime?
A friend of mine was just like, "Hey, let's watch this." I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was great. Like at first, I thought it was just gonna be like stupid,
Yeah.
and it kind of is, but it's so weird and so entertaining. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like
Right.
it's just the weirdest, funniest. Like it's surreal. So that
The problem with a lot of obscure anime is that a lot of them are not that great. It's probably the reason why they're obscure as well. Like because like it's really hard to find like a real diamond in the rough when it comes to anime because nowadays especially
People know about
so
it.
many people are exploring the deeper
Everyone
sides of
watches
shit.
everything.
Yeah,
now.
that like now whenever an obscure show does kind of pop out from under the ground, then people
Yeah.
are going to start talking about it. Right?
I really want to watch more of those. You know when you see clips of like they people just post like 30 minutes like amazing animations from those like 80 OVAs.
Yeah.
I really want to watch more of those.
They're like,
It's
yeah.
there seems to be so many cool OVAs. from the
Dude,
90s.
there are
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many like 80s and
Insane
90s OVAs
animation.
where it's just like I didn't think 120 frames per second anime existed until
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
the 90s OVA era.
I really want to watch some of those, but I'm just like, where the fuck do I even begin?
But even those like obscure 90s OVAs, like back then in like the early 2000s, they were like,
Yeah, they
well,
were
like
so
you know, like
obscure.
if you talk about like Genocyber or something, right, or like Violence Jack, where it's like no one fucking watched those back in the day, but now they're like so fucking obscure that people are talking about it again, and now they're
Yeah.
like more talked about than before. So
Yeah.
it's like. Because, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say Genocide is a good show necessarily. It's violent as fuck. That's probably the reason why it's been talked about. But like, yeah, a lot of the problems with the obscure shows is that like most of them, in my opinion, are like a 5 out of 10, and that's why no one wants to talk about it.
But also, it's just like it's really interesting just to watch that like kind of like OVA period where it
Yeah.
just seemed it felt underground, you know,
Yeah.
like where it just felt like anime went through this like edgy teen phase where it's just like let's make everything as violent as fucking possible.
Yeah, I watched it. I went on like I remember going on like a binge of like these like 90s and 80s OVAs when I was in my I'm 14 and this is deep era, and it was the best. But even though a lot of the shows were so shit, just like on the grander scale of things, it's just like yay, blood, violence, sex, woo, yeah.
Well, like the,
go ahead.
I was gonna say like stuff like even like the original Devilman was like obscure until it got the remake.
Oh,
because
yeah,
no
yeah.
one had heard of Devilman
Yeah.
basically before it got remade.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I mean, it's also extremely old. It was like made in the 60s or 70s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are any of you like me and like log every anime you've ever watched? Or not?
I did for a while
then
on
you
like my
didn't
anime
keep up with
list.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did for a while until it just, I don't know, I stopped doing it.
Was it an
and-
achievement after a while? Like, I'm like, Xbox?
yeah, it kind of like gamified watching anime for me, and then I didn't really like that because
See,
sometimes
I love gamifying everything in my life. I love it.
the board game guy,
The board
of
game
course.
player.
I have everything I've ever watched. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like it got to a point where I would start like finishing anime just so I could put it on the list.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
and
the
I was
best.
just like, I don't enjoy this. I got to a point where I'm just like, why am I finishing this?
Yeah.
I literally am watching, like, wasting hours of my life to finish a show just so I could put it on my fucking list.
Just so I can talk about it for like 2 minutes in a
Yeah,
video.
yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not. It wasn't worth
And
it.
then I found out that it was just like ruining my enjoyment to a lot of shows, so I
Yep.
stopped doing it. And
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's the exact opposite.
really,
That's why I watched Clannad After Story. I was like, I gotta watch it just to.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, I get it because time is limited, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just a nerd who just likes doing this, and like, if I had, because there was actually a period where I would drop shows really fast, like maybe
Yeah.
in like my teen years or whatever, like early 20s. Like, it's like, this is boring, I'm gonna stop. Oh, it's 3 episodes, it's boring, I'm gonna stop, right?
Yeah.
And I kept dropping stuff over and over and over again. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start like finishing stuff. Even if I start hating it, I'll hate watch it to the end.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Clannad, we're talking a lot about Clannad. I think, revisiting, you're going into it after 14-year gap or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the first 8 episodes kind of suck. Like, they're not very good.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say that literally put me off Clannad.
Yeah.
It's very slow.
even
The
for
fucking
After Story,
the
like,
fucking
it's-
starfish girl.
Oh, yeah,
I can tell you're like,
Fuka.
yeah, I fucking Fuka. I completely forgot now. I could tell like they were trying to pull my heartstrings. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This bitch,
She's awful. Yeah. And then they bring her back and she's just awful. But but then because I stuck with it and watched it, and the last 10 were really good, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm glad that I stuck with it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tying back to the whole reviewing thing.
Yeah.
Going back to obscure shit. So there was, have you seen Tonkatsu DJ Agataro?
Yeah.
That one's great.
That's a great show. Is
Yeah.
that obscure though?
Feel
Because
like
Do you know what that is?
I'm gonna search it up.
Because
That-
they made a lot of memes of that. I remember that
Oh,
show.
did they?
Yeah, because that's such a memey show.
Yeah.
So it's like I remember at one point. What is this show?
It's a guy who works at a tonkatsu restaurant, and he's like, I want to become a DJ. And he starts applying the skills that he learned through making tonkatsu into DJing.
It's
It's
one of
great.
the weirdest shows.
It's
Oh,
great.
I have seen this one. I've not finished it, but I have watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really weird. This is like I noticed like you find a lot of obscure shows, I guess, through like the early 2000s era.
Yeah.
Where because like I think after around like I think it's around 2016, 2017, everyone just started watching everything.
Yeah.
But there's this like magical golden period, which is between
It's between the 90s, end of the 90s OVA era
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like the golden age of the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
early 2000s, there's just so many
Yeah.
fucking shows where it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, because there was like a lot of anime being produced back then compared to like, you know, say like the 90s or anything like
Yeah.
that. But because of how the internet was, we just didn't have access to every show like we did now. So if like fan subbers just didn't choose to sub it, then you just wouldn't hear about it at all. Yeah, and I guess like a lot of the shows you're saying now just comes from that lost era. God, it feels weird to call it a lost era.
The lost
The
era.
lost era. The void
Fucking
century.
early 2000s. Oh my god. Is this your hobby? Just to find obscure anime to like
Yeah, I
talk
just
about?
like talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Connor can attest. Like when we met at we were just out in the lobby, just talking about anime. Just like, have you seen this? Have you seen this
I just
one?
I fell out of my depth pretty fast. Some shows, and like, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know that one. And I said to my shows, I'm like, okay, I don't know that one. And okay, well, I don't know. What the fuck? That was just like crazy though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Everyone had like different levels of anime knowledge, but
Yeah.
everyone was there because they had something sort of to do with anime.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
It's like going down like the anime iceberg, you know. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
where are you on the iceberg?
Yeah, my main memory of that was just you just playing Love Life in the corner while everyone was just like awkwardly sitting there. But all you could hear is. And this guy was he's just like, and everyone's like,
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I respected that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah. What award did you present at the Anime Awards? I can't remember.
Me?
Yeah.
You just turn out, you're like, fuck it up.
Do you remember yours?
I
Yours?
did.
I remember I think I did best comedy.
I think I did Best Girl.
Best girl.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah, you did. How was the Anime Awards? Because I was sad I didn't get to go to that
It was
one.
really fun, right? I mean, yeah, we
Really?
got we went to McDonald's.
Yeah, you got to see like the Crunchyroll
Oh, yeah, we
studio,
went to
didn't you?
McDonald's. Yeah, we went to the Crunchyroll office. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Very fancy. I remember, yeah, we went to the really sketchy McDonald's in San Francisco.
that's right. Yeah.
Why?
Because it was after the party. And so
We were fucking hungry.
Yeah, it was like 11 p.m. We were really hungry, and
That's quizzing you on British slang.
Yeah, that's right.
We were
yeah, I
going through
remember
like
this.
differences and stuff. Yeah.
And we went to this McDonald's that was really, really sketchy. It was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
like no windows. It was like really dimly lit. It was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Everyone who came in was a character. Like in GTA.
Or like a GTA character.
it was-
Yeah.
it was just-
So it's just downtown LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Francisco's scarier than LA, I think. Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because like I hear stories from like some shit Mail-In says, and I'm like, there's no way this is a
I
thing.
don't know, is LA scary or San Francisco? Like the same.
I don't think either is particularly scary.
Maybe it's a foreign person. I'm like,
Maybe.
what the fuck?
Yeah. I think both are pretty scary.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. To me, LA is like,
It's intense.
yeah. I get it now when Mail-In says like you need to be alert like constantly because like in Japan you just like fucking zonk out. And you
Okay,
just,
when you're in fucking Japan, then you know, like, you're fine. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
have any of you been to like, I don't know, like Baltimore or Detroit or okay?
You're from Michigan,
I'm
right?
from Michigan, yeah. So like I've been to Detroit, and you know, my wife grew up in Maryland, so I've been to like outside the inner harbor, Baltimore. Like,
Right.
those are areas that I'm like,
What is it like over? What's the experience like over there?
there's definitely areas where like we shouldn't walk through.
Because I think about that about LA. I just
Yeah.
think
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I think I would not feel safe walking
Downtown
around.
LA, especially.
Downtown
Well,
LA.
downtown LA is disgusting. But,
Yeah.
right. In general. but,
Yeah. Safety is what was it?
Well,
Relative, right? Safety is relative. Where you come from. So earlier you were talking about, you know, completing anime, completing shows, just
Completing
so yeah, just so you can put it on like your list or whatever.
Yep.
So would you like? Have you ever like watched anime or shows that like 1.5 speed or 2 times speed.
Absolutely not.
See, that's good. That's good.
Okay, good. You're
Do
not
any
a
of you do that?
No, we're not psychopaths.
Yeah. Do people do that?
I've done
people
that.
do that.
I've done that.
Bruh.
I've done that.
For what show?
Huh?
You can do it for Brotherhood?
I've actually done it for like a lot of shows. Mostly so because it is my job, right? So I have to
Disbelief.
because I do it in
What's better, you drop the episode or you watch it?
there are some shows
yeah.
where you're just like I kind of like I know what kind of show this is going to be, but I need to consume it in order to like review it, right? And
This is the monster we created. To drop things. Let people drop things.
and so instead of watching it at normal speed, I'm just like, just to make sure, I'm going to watch this show at 1.5 or 2 speed, just to make sure that it's actually the show that I think it's going to be. And 99%
So
of the
they're all
time,
going like that?
yeah. You have no idea how quickly I can read subtitles now because of this, right? Like I literally like it's osmosis right now. Whenever I watch subtitles, it's
Sheer disbelief.
What? Why did I agree to be on this?
Someone's watching this in one point.
Oh God!
have you watched any like any YouTube videos at 1.5 speed, or are you
No.
just like a?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't watch videos in the 1.5 speed.
I can't. I physically can't.
There are occasionally some YouTubers.
You can.
that, like,
You're just not trying hard enough.
There are some YouTubers when you put them to 1.5, they sound like they're talking at a normal speed.
Yeah.
That's when I need it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, please, I need you to.
Oh, actually, no. There is one YouTuber that is a friend of ours that I watch at 1.5 speed. Sorry, John. A super iMatch But you just talk so slow, dude.
No.
But like
John's
John's someone who you need to watch at normal speed because like his pace like it brings like the immersion and the
Someone
mood he's
chose
trying
a
to
pace,
set.
Yeah, but
you
some-
shouldn't brutalize.
But
it.
but sometimes I'm just like,
You know what
it's
else
a
is something you
50
need to
minute.
watch at its own pace? All things.
I don't do it with every John video, but like sometimes where he drops like these like when he's like 50-minute like videos, I'm just like I really want to watch it, but I just don't have the time right now. So I'll do 1.25, you know, just like a little bit faster, so I can just get it through it a little bit faster.
I'm the type of person where if I'm listening, like someone, let's say someone puts up like a song from a movie or something.
Yeah.
And it's even so slightly, because sometimes it's pitched wrong because it's either for copyright or sometimes like it's like 1/2 note because of the speed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't watch this. Like, it distracts me so much. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
right.
is not right. This isn't right. So
Yeah.
1.5 or 2 times? No.
I've never seen a person look more disgusted.
Please
than this.
never even say that to me. What are you? You're gonna say something next to piss me off. Huh? It's like you. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, like, are you the type of guy where you watch something and you need to like, how can I say this? You can't. Can you watch something casually, like in the background, or do you need to be like sitting down, paying attention, making sure that you are in like the mood and the zone into?
I have to be watching full attention.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, because I have a lot of friends in the animation industry.
Right.
And they're like, I watched this show while doing, drawing or doing work. And I'm like, so you didn't watch it then? I'm not saying you didn't really watch it.
Yeah.
You heard a podcast version of it, basically.
Yeah.
Like I get like doing that with like music, for example, right?
Exactly.
Because it's like there's nothing visual. You're only just using your
Stare at the
hearing.
album cover.
well, no, yeah, all right, but like or like with the music videos, for example,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
with something like a movie or a TV series, especially when it's anime, where it's like subbed, for instance,
Yeah.
you have to watch it fully because it's a visual show. Like
Right.
it's again, you're just watching the podcast version.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a podcast I can listen to while I'm doing something.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's for, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you say you watch a show and you were doing something else the entire time,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so you didn't really
So
watch
you
it.
didn't watch it.
Yeah. But now I'm like, would I rather someone watch a show half paying attention or through double speed? I don't know what's worse.
We found the bigger evil.
Oh, God, I don't know. So in double speed,
Yeah.
you're watching it entirely though. No, you're not.
No, okay. I am watching it entirely.
You're also doing something else?
No. I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, if the reason I put it on 1.5 or 2 times speed is because I cannot watch something casually. Like, I would love to be able to, you know, watch anime and be able to like write about it, stuff for my job, and also be able to like do something else, especially if it's like a shit show. But like, I'm the type of guy who needs to pay attention and I need to be watching it. But sometimes there's like a lot of shit out there, man. There's a lot of mediocrity out there, and sometimes I just want to get through like the mediocre shows so I can
movies, and you're like, no, you can't drop them. What? Like what? Double standards.
No, it's because talking about anime is my job, right? It's because like I need to watch it in order to have like the informed opinion that I want to, and you know sometimes there is a certain show that gets better or.
I'm just surprised you can consume it at 2 times speed.
Why?
Because it's like
He's unlocked all the chakras.
So many reasons, but
Okay, I gotta ask. Are you a big video game guy? Do you play a lot of video games?
not as much as I used to, but I do.
So what's the opinion on skipping cutscene?
On your first play?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I skip like all cutscenes. I'm also a voice actor as well.
So you're just like boring. I don't want to just skip to the gameplay.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he did.
And you don't know what's going on. You're just like shoot, jump.
A lot of the time, yeah.
We're gonna have our first guest.
Which one's worse?
We're gonna have our first guest walk off the podcast. We're gonna make history today.
Which one's worse? Skipping the cutscenes. At least he's watching it.
I love the Thanos meme of like when you get to the end boss and they're like, you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
That's literally him playing every single video game.
I get the gist.
Oh boy.
What are some of your favorite video games? Now let's bring the topic into something a little lighter, right?
Let me guess. Are you a Kingdom
Did you
Hearts
skip
fan?
all the? Actually, there aren't a ton of cutscenes in there, right?
Not a lot, no.
Oh, so you had to actually listen
It's
and.
annoying because they keep fucking talking while you're traveling.
Let me guess. Are you a Kingdom Hearts fan?
No.
Really? Well, you're a Disney fan then.
Yeah, but I like good games. So. I mean, I played one. One is bad. I played Chain of Memories. I played 2. I played 358 over 2 days. Unfortunately, that one's terrible.
That one sucks. Yeah.
I haven't played anything past that.
Yeah.
I think they're like. I actually like Chain of Memories.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that's weird, but it has like kind of deck building in it, so I like that.
Right.
But you know, I wouldn't call myself a Kingdom Hearts fan. No. I didn't play past this one.
What are some games that you do like then?
I love Paper Mario. Like Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I love BioShock.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite of those.
9.
I like 7 a lot too. I mean, I grew up with a lot of Nintendo stuff, so like I love Mario. I do love good JRPGs. Like, you know, I love like Persona 5, Dragon Quest 11.
Hell
I've
yeah.
been trying to get him to play Persona 5, but like
cutscenes.
I've been scared. I've been scared to.
talking in it.
Yeah. It's like, he's just gonna do like a fucking speed run of it.
Every time I skip cutscenes, I was like, aren't you a voice actor? Why are you skipping the cutscenes? And I'm like, hey, just because I do it doesn't mean I want to watch the cutscene. Because a game for me is just, I just want to play. I don't want a story nonsense.
Connor, what if everyone you voice in the game, everyone skipped all your dialogue?
I wouldn't mind. They have the right. They have the right to do it.
You don't have the right.
They have the right.
It's
They
only
paid
the
$60.
second time.
Yeah.
Only on replays are you allowed to do that. That's so. Oh boy.
I when I stream games, I try not to do it, but sometimes I have replays to do it, and then I'm so sorry, Chad. I didn't mean to do that. But it's just
He's not
ingrained
sorry.
in me.
He's not sorry.
Yeah, no, I have a Let's Play channel and we're doing Paper Mario, and my co-host, my good friend Jay, was like skipping through the dialogue, and I was like, you gotta fucking stop. You gotta stop. And we do it like months in advance, and so like when they came out, all the comments were like, stop skipping through the dialogue, and I was like, I was right.
Especially Paper Mario, because the dialogue's so charming.
I know, it's so charming, right? He's like, I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. Absolutely gonna kill you.
We should never do a Let's
No, absolutely not. Oh god.
Unless it's like Connect 4.
Yeah, exactly. Or Pac-Man or something. You know?
Yeah. Do you find that if you voice in something, does that enhance the experience for you, or does that like mean that you can't watch it or you can't play it anymore? Like
It doesn't really have any
effects.
effect for me. Like I actually have not played any of the games I made.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that out of pure coincidence or
Pure coincidence.
Okay.
I think the one that just got announced today, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, that one I probably will play because I actually like.
You like Fire Emblem?
I loved Three Houses and I'm gonna play
Fuck
that, and I love Muso games.
Yeah.
You should ask about his Fire Emblem experience.
I played Three Houses.
Yeah, he completed it. One
Yeah.
route.
Well, he completed one route and then he dropped it.
Did you watch the cutscenes?
I was confused a lot of the time. You know, with like, because there's a whole, I'll spoil it for Three Houses. I'll give you like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So you know how there's like a big betrayal?
Yeah.
I was like really confused at like one point because I was like, wait, why am I fighting her? Because I skipped the cutscenes. I just like the strategy elements of the gameplay. I thought that was fun.
So for you, they're like, I just like these nondescript anime chess pieces to move around.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of them, why they're here or what they're doing, but they go slash. I like it.
I felt like I learned the character through the combat styles, you know, like because a lot of them, their combat styles reflect their character, I think. But there was also like the part when I went to school and I was so fucking bored.
Oh, you would hate Persona 5.
Yeah.
It was like I do this amazing gameplay section where I was like, damn, this guy said this guy's throwing hands, dude. And then I'd go back to this school and I got to talk to people for like 40 minutes and fish and shit.
That's literally
That's
Persona.
like
That's
the
literally
best.
just
You just
Persona.
described Persona.
But I was like,
boy.
why? That's so fucking boring. Why are you making me do this? Let me just play the gameplay.
You are playing the game. Talking to the characters is playing the game.
Yeah,
Part of the game.
That's part of the game.
Do you like characters? or plots?
I do. See, for me, it's like I love stories in movies. In video games, I just want that pure gameplay. That's all I want in games.
He has goopy goblin gamer brain.
So that's why the majority of games I play are like competitive games. If I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't do any of these. Like I would never have played Inscription. But I'm so glad I did. Inscription was so fun.
Okay.
What's Inscription?
Oh my god, it's this amazing indie game by who's it called? The guy's made a bunch of other amazing games.
Yeah, I don't remember the names.
He's
but,
a really talented game dev, and it's how would you describe Inscription?
I actually didn't finish it because, it's basically like an escape room combined with like a deck building game.
Oh,
And then-
okay.
Like you're in like a creepiest like cabin and you're locked in, and then like you're trying to advance through this game of like cards, like
Right.
and like you slowly start unlocking things.
Yeah.
The gameplay and the visual style completely changed.
Right.
3 times.
Wow.
See, I actually don't know that part.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
It's really
Is it,
cool.
does it have a story?
Oh yeah, and I mean, I had to read the story and I had to pay attention because I was.
Oh, how horrible!
What was you?
I was streaming and I can't skip through it otherwise everyone gets pissed off. And so
Yeah, rightfully so.
Exactly. Yeah.
I enjoyed that story though, but I think it's.
that's good.
If I give it a shot, I'll do it. But if I was playing it alone, I wouldn't do it, and I'd have it.
So you have to force yourself to play story-based games
Yeah.
on stream, otherwise you are going to skip the story.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, remember when we were trying to get him to play 13 Sentinels?
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
That would be a nightmare for you.
No, I remember we said, yeah, Connor, you should play 13 Sentinels. I think on a podcast he said,
Yeah.
oh, can I just skip the cutscenes? And I'm like, that game is all cutscenes.
Have you played Ace Attorney?
I have never been interested in Ace Attorney.
I know why. No, yeah.
The style never appealed to me.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I liked
Or like Danganronpa.
Professor Layton.
But you skipped all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
So for you, it was just like a fucking. It was just
I
like a
love
brain
puzzles.
age game,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
It was like it was a brain age game, and sometimes there's a hat guy who goes, "Ooh, well done." And you're like, "Who's that guy? What's his deal?" I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird because it doesn't take away any of my enjoyment of games.
Yeah.
Like I still. Like,
Well, I'm happy for you.
I liked Three Houses. I had a fun time. I just wish I could skip a lot of stuff easier. You know. I liked it though. I like the core like gameplay.
I'm just
loop.
gonna find out. Oh yeah. Also, I only smell food. I don't actually. what I do is I chew it up and spit it out. I don't swallow.
Yeah,
I don't know any of that.
Just swallow food.
Yeah.
Just swallow.
I just put it in my mouth and swallow. I don't bite it.
It's like, why do people flavor food? You know, who needs to cook? You know,
Just chicken breast unseasoned. My go-to.
When I go swimming, I only put my elbows in. That's all I do.
I bathe my feet only. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what are some other games that I've played that I enjoyed? Skipped all the cutscenes.
did you? What about Metal Gear Revengeance? Because I feel like
Okay, that was like it wouldn't even like even if I wanted to, I couldn't press the skip button. It was so enthralling. Like all those cutscenes were just like orgasmic. That was a good game, but it's also like a 5-hour game. It was 10 hours because I was slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, that was so funny. That was a movie. That was a movie with quick time events.
Yeah.
course, yeah.
I mean, that's like a lot of Kojima.
That's
games.
most Kojima games.
Yeah.
No, I have not. However, you know that cutscenes are also like little movies in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was just purely a movie with occasional button pressing. It's like if your DVD kept freezing. It
But
just
like
go.
to me, when I get to the cut scene and everything like that, like I feel like the feeling you get when you get to the cutscene or the story portions in the video game is like different from watching a movie because like I feel like I earned it, you know? Like I feel like progressing through a video game story is so much more satisfying than progressing through a movie story, right? Because like you watch a movie and you're just there to enjoy the story. With a video game, if it's like
There's immersion.
like there's immersion, you really feel like, damn, I fucking earned this story, man. It feels good.
For me, it's like I don't know what is going on in my brain, but if it's just like a normal game where it's like, oh, if I can like one attempt everything, then I don't feel like I've earned it. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
first time.
Because to me, like there are some games that I have a hard time finishing games, right? Because I get through like the gameplay loop, I enjoy that, and then it's like you get to like that 60 to 70%, and it kind
No,
of
I feel that.
yeah, and then it kind of just becomes the same all
Yes.
over again, except you have 30% of the game
Right.
left to play.
Right.
If there is not a story, I am not finishing that game, or if I'm not invested in that story, there is no way I get
I
to
get
that
that.
endpoint.
I get that.
Yeah, and you find that with especially a lot of JRPGs where because JRPGs are so long, you get to kind of near end game, and then that's when you hit like a wall.
It's also
right?
that thing with JRPGs where it's like you get to that like 60-70% part, and then you're like, oh, you get busy or whatever, right? Like something
yeah.
happens,
And
and
then
then
you
you
get
don't play for 2
sidetracked.
days, and then
Yeah.
you come back and you're like, what was happening again?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I'll just start from the beginning. Fuck it.
One of the only JRPGs I've ever played. These guys know, but I've only ever played like Blue Dragon.
A little bit. I never got far.
I've never even played that.
What made you watch all the cutscenes in that and not literally every other game?
So you know when you're at that age where you can only have like 3 games
Yeah.
a year, and then you're like, well, gotta get my mileage out
So
of it.
you like milked it. You're like, all right, I'll watch these cutscenes because
I need more hours to fill it so that I don't have to go and beg my mum for another game. Yeah, it's like when you go to GameStop and you would get like, I don't know if they did this, but did they do this in GameStop? In the UK they did this. We could get like 3 games for like $20 if they were pre-owned.
Oh yeah.
So I would pick up like any game that looked remotely cool. And it was normally the ones that were like anime looking. Turned out those are the games that I actually liked least.
Yeah.
Because the anime
Because there's
ones-
so much story and characters. Yeah.
so long.
Yeah.
Game writers crying right now.
Game writers, animators, voice actors, all crying.
Yeah. Well, he is a voice actor.
Yeah, I am a voice actor. I don't feel if someone wants to skip it, I'm like,
Would you skip a game dialogue if you were in it, or would you just skip to your dialogue?
maybe I'd listen to it the first time and be like, cool, I remember doing this. Skip.
Okay.
To go back, you asked before about stuff that I'm in.
Yeah.
So games, I haven't played anything, but shows I've actually watched that I'm in, and that doesn't bother me. In fact, I wouldn't say like enhances it, but oftentimes I'm like, oh, like this is the whole like, because
Context.
The context, exactly.
yeah,
like
yeah.
for like I play Kage and ranking of kings,
Right.
And I only did the Kage parts, right?
Oh, okay.
And so when I went in, sometimes have you guys seen ranking?
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
haven't watched it yet.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
There'll be you've seen the whole thing.
Yeah, I've seen the
There'll be
whole
parts where like a character comes back and they don't have an eye anymore, right? And you're like, I'm like, what the hell happened? Because it happened like somewhere on some other
That's
scene.
the
right?
Sea Dog VA experience. You just
exactly.
That's how I experience all my media.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, they're dead now, or whatever. It doesn't matter.
True.
So when I finally sat down to I watched Ranking Kings like last month.
Right.
And I actually was like, should I watch it subbed or dubbed? I was thinking about it. Because I usually watch stuff subbed.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll watch it dubbed because, let's see how it all fit in.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good dub, like all, like bias aside, like everyone did a really good job. But it was enjoyable to be like, oh, like, this is the whole picture now. Like, like I recognize all the scenes that I'm in, but now I'm seeing like what all the other characters were doing.
Right.
Okay, like kinda, yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like when I was recording Ranking of Kings, I chose to not watch as it was airing.
Right.
Like, some of the actors did. Some of the actors were like, I want to watch the Japanese.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to know what
They sound
my
like.
character doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
So like,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, if a character runs in and I'm like, I don't know what happened. I have not seen what happened to this character.
Yeah.
I can, like, react a little more naturally. To it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So something like that, or like Agretzko is like another one where I watched it and got to see the full. There's a whole storyline in.
Yeah.
When you watched Agretzko.
Yeah,
I've watched it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, season 3, there's a whole Haida storyline I have no part in the dubbing.
Right.
So like I was like, oh, that's what's going on with the Haida stuff.
Right.
I was only in the Agretzko side,
Right.
so like,
Do you find with villain voices, I like watching it because I feel like I don't, if you're dubbing it or working with this character as you're getting the script, you don't know the character's full intention. So I like as when you're a villain, you get to watch all of it or read all of it and you're like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. This is what my goal was. So when I go in the start, I know what kind of energy I'm going with and what I'm really going towards. But I guess when you're like kind of just a cog in the machine or a protagonist and it's all happening reactively, that would help.
Yeah. How do you get like the context of each scene then? If
a director will explain it to you.
Okay.
So like the director will explain stuff like, okay, so this is what happened, this and this and this, but you still like, there's still tons of stuff you don't like.
You just
get to
trust
see.
that they know.
You just trust that they know, and
Right.
like you sort of have to be in the moment of the character, basically.
Yeah. Do you ever have a take when you're just like, that's not the take, but they take it, they use it anyway?
No, I usually because I'm just fucking bangers all. No,
One take wonder, baby.
Yeah. I only need one, baby.
because usually I know when it's like not the one, right?
Right,
Like I often find for me, it's not the right take if it's just like a more of a technical thing, like enunciation or like a stumble,
Yeah.
than a acting piece. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
usually I agree with whatever they choose.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is interesting, like in especially when you're doing video games and you're doing like hundreds of lines,
Right.
And it'll just be like you do like an ABC take where it's like 3 different takes,
Yeah.
and they just go okay B, and it's like I don't remember which one it was, like 3 takes I did. So when you watch the final thing, you're like, oh, these are the takes that they chose. Like, interesting. Like, that can be kind of that's also the fun part of like watching something that you're in. Like, oh, like these are the ones they've chosen. So, kind of thing.
Yeah.
When I was dubbing this one, I remember one time, the preview given from Japan was so low that I couldn't even see the picture.
Oh shit.
Okay. I was like, I actually asked him, like, did I match it? I don't know. Did it ever happen to you? Or?
Where it was so low res. Or?
Yeah, on the monitor where it was like 100p. And then the character was off on the side talking. I'm like,
How am I supposed to time it?
help me out here.
I haven't had that problem. Here's a little dirty secret of mine. I don't look at the flaps.
Yeah, I realized after doing it a few times, I just stopped looking.
Yeah,
It kinda worked.
because usually the scripts are so well written to
Yeah.
match that you don't actually need to. Like usually, if I listen to the Japanese,
Yeah.
watch the scene once, and kind of play the line in my head, I know the rough timing, or
Right,
or
yeah,
even just knowing, oh, this one it's kind of a slower delivery. I can just go naturally, and 90% of the time it just fits because they've written it so succinctly already that it naturally fits.
Yeah, engineers are also.
The engineers are
They'll-
amazing.
It'll be like not fitting. They'll be like, oh, I think you can make it fit.
Hey, just nudge. Oh, it's perfect.
And then
Yeah.
it literally fits and it sounds perfect.
Exactly.
Like, fuck, it's like these dudes are insane.
Yeah, they're invaluable. Yeah. So
I heard like an audio engineer is like your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I swear, like most of the lines I did was like a little bit off. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, when I did my first anime, I was so like, oh, I gotta make sure like I could match it perfectly. Like I was so like intimidated by it.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh no, they'll just tell you like if it's and you just do it again, like
Right.
whatever. Like,
They're not going to be like pissed off at you.
Yeah, they're-
What the fuck is wrong with you?
like
Right?
oftentimes it's like, oh, the script is just we gotta change this word, or like like
Yeah.
things like that, like stuff
Yeah.
that's out of your control anyway.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show, or should I say, sorry for coming on the show.
Yeah.
You made enemies today.
I definitely learned some new things about you guys.
Can I take any of it back?
No.
It's good, but board games don't have cutscenes, right? So that's
The equivalent of you skipping cutscenes would be like, I'm reading the instructions, and you go, what?
I'm definitely.
I'll just learn as I go.
Oh, you actually just called me out. I like to play the game, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Wait, you don't listen to instructions when you.
I listen, but then I'm like, it's normally a lot of information, and the way for me to process it is to do like a round. I'm like, this is
Okay,
So,
I'm
what
actually
he's
not-
saying is he hears it, but he doesn't actually take it in.
I'm actually the same in that, where I feel like I learn better by experience something rather than someone like
No,
explaining
that
it.
makes sense because
Yeah,
hearing a load of text is not going to make sense. But once you're doing stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like
get
really
that.
basic concepts. Sometimes you're like, what? And then you just see it, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's very, very simple. Oh, okay, I'm a fucking idiot.
yeah.
Yeah, but hey, look at all these patrons though. Oh my god.
Wow.
Look at all
So
these
much.
people
Support the
who
show.
support
Did
the
you
show.
see them all on screen?
Yeah, I saw all of them right there.
Yeah.
Actually, I skipped them. Sorry. I only look at Patreon credits if they're double speed. So.
Yeah, two-tone. Put on two-tone speed. Speed it up, Muda.
Oh my god.
But hey, if you want to support the show, then go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us some memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And hey, I mean, we don't have to tell you, go check out someone's
Yeah,
stuff.
where-
At
Is
least
there,
in
is there
description.
something you want to shout out? Anything?
YouTube, Twitter, I guess TikTok now, just like ProZD.
He's not banned.
PROZD. Just Google that, you'll find everything on there.
Hell
Oh yeah, links in
yeah.
the description. Check it out.
Thanks so much for coming on, and I'm sorry.
We're all sorry.
see how
At
it
least
goes.
Joey didn't piss you off.
Yeah,
Joey's
Yeah,
the
we're
good
still
egg.
good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. The bond was formed here.
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Selamat kalian